Today we're going to talk about the bike and the wind. Now we're going to talk about two components today. The first, a headwind, when you've got the wind into your face. The second, the thing that we love, the tailwind. Now I'm going to use some numbers today, but they're just to highlight the purpose of it. But I'm going to give you a couple of tips of what you should experience and how you should approach both headwinds and tailwinds. Let's imagine that I'm riding along a road at 250 watts and I am faced with a headwind. Guess what? All of your competitors are too. So the first thing you want to do is manage it. The tendency for many athletes is to despair because they see their speed slowing. But it's very, very similar to being faced with a grade or a hill. So that's the way that you want to approach it. And the best tool in the toolbox that you have is to get as small as you can, to stay supple on the bike, but put it into a bigger gear. In other words, a little bit of a slower cadence and feature or approach it in the same way as you would a hill. And so if your natural self-selected cadence in normal conditions is 80 to 85 RPM, if you're faced with a headwind, you might be pushing at 70 or 75 RPM, a little bit of a bigger gear, and making sure that you're keeping constant tension on the chain. And that is the best way to navigate. Now, your focus will be in there. Don't forget to hydrate. Put that in the back of your mind. Now you turn around on the course and suddenly, you've got the wind at your back. Well, as you go faster and faster, to gain speed, it takes more and more and more power input. And it's not a good use of that power. It's not worth adding 20, 30, 40, 50 watts to only gain a quarter or a half a mile an hour of speed. So instead, you sit in a really comfortable position into a nice big gear, and you perform what we would call buttery, really fluid pedaling. Again, if your natural cadence is 80 or 85, with a tailwind, you would expect to see slightly faster cadence, 85, 90, 95, up to 100 RPM. And you can roll a really nice big gear, and if your natural power of the average is 250 watts, you're going to see lower power, and guess what? That is okay. Again, don't forget to hydrate, stay on the fueling, mix up the load a little bit, and when you start to apply big gear, more tension into the headwind, enjoy the ride, nice buttery fluid pedaling into the tailwind, you get the best result possible. Think about that when it's windy conditions. Best of luck.